Good afternoon to one and all. I am R.V. Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Chebur Engineering College. Today in this class, I am going to explain the concepts of liquids and gases, and it is introduction to the second parts of solids and classification of the solids. So this is my sixth class regarding to the subject metallurgy and materials science. So first of all, we are going to study about the liquids and gases. In the earlier class, we have studied about the solids. So liquids are slightly compressible compared to the solids, and for practical purpose, it have a definite volume. So it have a definite volume compared to the practical purpose, but liquids do not have any fixed shape. So these liquids do not have any fixed shape. They take the shape of the container on which the liquid is kept. So they take the shape of the container which we have using the container. So what type of container we are using, they are going to take the shape of the container. So they take the shape of the container on which the liquid is kept. Next one, gases are readily compressible and it can expand infinitely. So these gases can be compressed by the compressor, which it can expand infinitely, and hence a substance in the gaseous states take both the shape and volume of its container. So a substance in the gaseous state take both the shape and volume of the container. So it can take the shape and both volume of the container when it is in the compression state. So that is the basic difference between the liquids, solids and gases. So the solids are incompressible and have a definite shape there, but these liquids does not have a fixed shape. But the gases also takes both the shape and volume of its container when it is compressible in nature. Next one, in almost all cases, it is possible to transform a substance in one physical state into another physical states. So these are all of different physical states. So it can transform from one physical state to other physical state. So that is the main difference between these solids and liquids and gases. For example, by the application of heat, solids can be converted into liquids and liquid can be further transferred into gas if more heat is applied. So if more heat is applied on it, it can change into gases also. So the solids can also be converted into liquids by applying the heat to it. So based upon the material and metal, we can apply both these heat to it. And the liquids can be further transferred into gases also. So by evaporation, we can convert the liquids into steam, that is gas. So if more heat is applied, so when we heat the water by putting it in a container to a stove, so by rapid heating or equilibrium heating, it can be the liquid can be transferred into the gaseous state, and just reverse happens on cooling. So when we use it to cool this process, the reverse state of operation is carried out. That means when the liquid and the solid is heated, it is just converted to liquid state. And when liquid is the molten metal or molten liquid is cooled or cured, it is then converted into the solid part also. So that is the main thing here. Next one is the characteristics of the solid. Generally, a solid is characterized by the structural rigidity and resistance to the changes of shape or volume. So generally a solid is characterized by the structural rigidity and resistance to changes of shape or volume. Next, it cannot be heat resistant or thermal resistant. So it can be changed based upon the temperature and pressure. So when coming to the solids, it can change its properties by temperature and pressure. The atoms in a solid are tightly bound to each other either in a regular geometric lattice, that is called as crystal lattice. We can study it in the next classes, further classes. And these geometric lattice is also known as crystalline solids, which include the metals and ordinary water, ice, or irregularly an amorphous solid such as common window glass. So this is called as the irregularity of the geometric lattice. Solid substance, some solid substances are rigid and possesses a definite shape, and their volume varies very less with the variance or change in temperature and pressure. So with the change in variance or change in temperature and pressure, the volume gets very less and it possesses a definite shape in that. Next, solids have a fixed shape, size and volume. So the generally these solids have a fixed shape, size and volume in its structure only. So these are the different types of characteristics of a solid. So generally it is based on the structural properties mainly, that is belongs to the shape, size and volume. Next one, these solids are characterized by the incompressibility, rigidity, and mechanical strength. So the solids have been variably characterized by the incompressibility, rigidity, and mechanical strength of the solid. Then these molecules, atoms, or ions in solids are closely packed. So generally, solids are closely packed structures. So you can see it in the unit cell or crystal lattice structure. So they are divided into three types generally: body centered cubic BCC, face centered cubic FCC, and hexagonal close packed structures. So these close packed structures have different types of molecules, atoms or ions in the solids, and they have the different structures also as the internal structure. They are held together by strong forces and cannot move about at random vision. So they are held together by the strong forces named as bonding structures, and these cannot move about at random orientation. Thus solids have definite volume, shape, slow diffusion, comma, low vapor pressure, and it possesses the unique property of being rigid. So generally the solids are rigid in nature and it has the definite volume, that is the volume is in the, we can count this volume, and we have a definite structure here, that is definite shape and slow diffusion and low vapor pressure. So these low vapor pressure also combine to this solid diffusion and possesses the unique property of being rigid. So these are the different types of properties. Such solids are known as true solids. So these solids are also known as true solids. The examples for the true solids are NaCl, that is sodium chloride, KCl potassium chloride, sugar, Az, and copper. So these are the different examples of the true solids. Next, on the other hand, The solid which loses its shape on long standing flows under its own weight, and this is easily distorted by even mild distortion force and is called as pseudo solids. So these solids have been losing its shape on long standing, that is by the temperatures and by the pressures it can change its shape and flows under its own weight. So the weight also can be changed. So when you see an example, మీరు వెండి చూసుకుంటారమ్మా. సో when we are going to use the silver for the daily purpose, it is going to get somewhere on long standing. సో కొన్ని రోజులు అయిపోయిన తర్వాత వెయిట్ చూసుకుంటే యాక్చువల్ వెయిట్ కన్నా కూడా డిఫ్యూజ్ అయి ఉంటుంది, అంటే చేంజ్ అయ్యి ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సో అంటే ఒరిజినల్ షేప్ ఒకటి, సో షేప్ అనేది చేంజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది జనరల్ గా. సో మనం ప్రెషర్స్ ని బట్టి లేకపోతే అప్లై చేసే లోడ్ ని బట్టి. నెక్స్ట్ దీని వెయిట్ కూడా చేంజ్ అవుతుందమ్మా. సో వెయిట్ ఎలా చేంజ్ అవుతుంది అంటే అరిగిపోతా ఉంటది అనమాట మనకి. సో లాంగ్ స్టాండింగ్ లో ఏమవుతుందంటే మనకి దాని వెయిట్ డెన్సిటీ అనేది చేంజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సో సాలిడ్స్ లో కూడా అదే చెప్తున్నారు మనకి. సో సాలిడ్స్ అన్ని కూడా మనకి లాంగ్ స్టాండింగ్ లో ఏంటంటే షేప్ చేంజ్ అవటం కానీ వెయిట్ అనేది ఈజీగా చేంజ్ అవటం కానీ జరుగుతుంది. బై ఈవెన్ మైల్డ్ డిస్టార్షన్ ఫోర్స్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ సూడో సాలిడ్స్. సో అలాంటి సాలిడ్స్ మొత్తాన్ని కూడా సూడో సాలిడ్స్ అంటున్నారమ్మా. దీనికి ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ వచ్చేసరికి గ్లాస్, పైట్. సో గ్లాస్, పైట్ ఎక్సెట్రా. So the best example for the pseudo solids are glass. So glass is the best example for pseudo solids. And next one is the, some solids such as sodium chloride, sugar, sulfur, etc. have properties not only of rigidity and incompressibility but also have typical geometrical forms. So these sodium chloride and sugar, sulfur have different properties, namely rigidity and incompressibility, but these are also having typical geometrical forms. They are having different geometrical forms also. So these type of solids are called as crystalline solids. Generally majority of the metals are crystalline solids only, so which consists of these properties and characteristics. So that is rigidity, incompressibility, and have typical geometrical forms. So these are called as crystalline solids. While discussing about solids, we need to consider the position of atoms, molecules, or ions, which are essentially fixed in space rather than their motions. So these are going to important for solids and liquids and gases. So because there is a fix which are fixed in the space but rather than their motions, so they do not have any type of movement in the solids, but liquids and gases have different types of motions. So when there is an empty space in the liquid, it is used to get move in the other directions. That is the important for liquids and gases also. Next one is the classification of solids. So we have earlier studied about the what are the solids and what are the characteristics and what are the properties of these solids. And now we are going to see the classification of solids. So in the classification, these crystalline solids have regular ordered arrays of components which are held together by uniform intermolecular forces. So these crystalline solids have regular ordered arrays, that is the regular ordered sections, which is having different components of atoms together by uniform intermolecular forces. So there not be any gaps in between the atoms, that is known as crystalline solids. but the components of the amorphous solids are not arranged in the regular arrays. So that is in the regular order. So they are not arranged in the regular order. The amorphous solids have been divided into two types. First one is the ordered and second one is the disordered. So these components of the amorphous solids are not arranged in regular arrays. So they do not arranged in the regular arrays. They are arranged in the irregular arrays. So first one is the crystalline solids. So the classification in the classification of solids, the first one is the crystalline solids, the atoms which show short and long range order. So the atoms which exhibits the nature of showing short and long range orders is known as crystalline solids. Second one is the amorphous solids, that is non-crystalline in structure. So the atoms which show the short range order only, that is known as amorphous solids. So these crystalline solids are repeated in the 3D pattern, that is called as lattices. So which we can form a unit cell in three-dimensional axis, that is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So we can repeated in these in the three-dimensional structure, that is called the lattice. So a group of atoms which consists of unit cells is called as lattice, and the lattices present in the crystalline materials is called as crystal lattice. So that is the other forms, we can see it in the next classes. So that is all about the classification, and these crystalline materials are long range order. So it consists of the long range order. The example for the crystalline materials are sodium chloride. So the sodium chloride is the best example for the crystalline materials. So these are the basic classification of the solids. So this is the basic classification of the solids. So these crystalline solids have the regular ordered arrays of components which are held together by the uniform intermolecular forces. And next, these components of amorphous solids are not arranged in regular arrays, that is it is arranged in rigid ways, that is irregular ways. Next, they are divided into three types. First one is the crystalline solids. That means the atoms show in the short and long range order only. But coming to the amorphous solids, that is non-crystalline in structure, the atoms show only short range order only. So the atoms have the only short range order only. And next, coming to the crystalline materials, these crystalline materials have atoms which have the ions or molecules in the repeating 3D pattern only. So the 3D pattern is called as lattice. So it is called as the lattice in structure. So the lattice present in the crystal space is called crystal lattice. That is present in the crystalline materials is called the lattice, and the atoms in the repeating 3D pattern is called as three-dimensional view. So that is we are seeing it in the x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So in the three-dimensional pattern, an atom from each and every axis is formed in the first step, and the when the step C continues to grow, the atoms also grows in the each and every axis, and these atoms are combined in a cube model, that is in the shape of a cube. సో ఇన్ ద క్యూబ్ యూ హ్యాస్ 6 faces. సో మీకు క్యూబ్ తెలుసు కదమ్మా, ఒక బాక్స్ లాంటిది మనకి. సో బాక్స్ లో ఏంటంటే మనకి 6 faces ఉంటాయి. దే హ్యావ్ 6 faces అండ్ 4 corners. So this is called unit cell. So it is called a unit cell. So the formation of different atoms in repeating 3D pattern is known as the lattice, and the repeated unit of pattern which we bonded by atoms is known as an unit cell. So that is the repeated manner in a single atom. So a single atom is formed in the each and every three-dimensional pattern. This is called unit cell. So the best example for the long range order of crystalline materials is known as sodium chloride. So sodium chloride is the best example for crystalline materials. So this is the basic classification of the solids, and in the next class we are going to see the unit cell and crystal lattice structure. Thank you. Harapan mo,